What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tony Angelos, your Chicagoland real estate broker, and today I'm going to be telling you what it's like to actually live in Chicago. The reality is far different than the news likes to paint. It is not an apocalyptic hellhole here. It's actually quite beautiful. We have some of the world's greatest architecture. We have some of the world's best food. It is complex, like a lot of places. And I'm going to break some of that down for you today. And like always, this is not going to be your typical generic video that you could find if you just do a quick Google. I'm going to break some of the things down that I've experienced and some of the things that I really feel and think. So stick around till the end. And if you like what I'm saying, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. If you're interested in Chicago as a topic, or if you're thinking about moving here eventually, hit that subscribe button. And as always, my contact information is down below. My team and I would love to help you move, whether you're looking to buy, sell, rent, whatever. So without further ado, here are 6 things that will help me illustrate what life is really like living in Chicago. First things first, the neighborhoods are pretty segregated. I'm just gonna come out and say it like it is. It's true. We have a lot of neighborhoods. They're all very distinct and they are very segregated. And I've talked about it in other videos too. People don't always travel outside of the neighborhood they live in. If you live in Lincoln Park, you may stay in Lincoln Park for basically 99% of your time. And that same goes with any other neighborhood. People tend to stay within the neighborhood they live in, by and large. Why? I'm not exactly sure. Our neighborhoods have a lot to offer, so sometimes it's just you have everything you need close by. Why would you go far away? Each neighborhood has its own distinct personality, and it's important that you go out and explore the city. Find a personality that fits your vibe, who you are, and what you're looking for in an area. If you'd like to learn more about the different neighborhoods of Chicago, you can go ahead and grab my neighborhood guide. It's down in my description, or you can just leave a comment and I'll send it to you. Next up, sports is a part of everyday life for a lot of people in Chicago. I myself am honestly not a huge sports fan. I'm a Cubs fan, so I'm basically the ultimate fair weather fan. But sports take a large place in a lot of people's minds pretty much throughout the year. Whether it's hockey or basketball or baseball or football, sports are year-round. People love them here. We have a lot of major sports teams. But it's the city of Michael Jordan. It's the city of Walter Payton, Sammy Sosa, so many iconic sports legends here. The cool thing about it, though, is you don't need to be a sports fan to take part in the fun. We're pretty welcoming as a city, by and large. You can go to a bar and just partake in the fun. You can go to a Cubs game, go to the bleachers, have a blast, and not even know that there's a baseball game going on. It's all in good fun. We love our sports. We love to have a good time. We're all friendly people. Welcome to Chicago. Next, talking about the neighborhoods, kind of going to make a pivot, but I'm going to talk about the food within the neighborhoods. Some neighborhoods have really, really great food. Some have very boring food. Some have basically no food at all, if you're familiar with what a food desert is. We have a great food by and large, especially in some of the more densely populated neighborhoods. We have a ton of food options. So yeah, there are absolutely neighborhoods that have experienced blight and downfall that don't have as many options or options nearby. But if you're moving to Chicago and you're moving to one of the more densely populated areas of Chicago, you are going to have endless options. Whatever cuisine you're looking for, you're going to have it available to you basically 24/7. And that goes from really inexpensive food to very high-end, high dining food and everything in between. Some neighborhoods have really distinct personalities regarding their food, like Pilsen is well known for its Mexican food. Many people don't know this, but Chicago has one of the largest Mexican populations in the country, so we have great Mexican food here. Or you could head to Chinatown or Asia on Argyle up in Uptown, get some Asian food. There's a lot of really good things. Moving on, the lakefront. It's beautiful. Like really beautiful. Like people who don't know what Chicago's like or have never been here don't really fully appreciate how big the lake is and how beautiful it is. The lakefront itself is about 28 miles, all public parks, completely reclaimed by the city of Chicago. There's 24 sandy beaches on that 28-mile strip, and when there's not a beach, it's parks and bike paths and nature and all sorts of stuff. Chicago has done a tremendous job with the lakefront, and it is one of the most pristine, beautiful waterfront areas in maybe the world. Lake Michigan is like a small ocean. It's super green, super beautiful. All summer long, it's a blast. There's a reason we love summer in Chicago. There's a reason Kanye sings about summertime shy. It's stunning. If you've never been here, you will not even truly understand how beautiful the lakefront is until you see it for the first time in the summer with all the people on there. And you're like, oh yeah, I get it. Tony was right. He was telling the truth. This is awesome. Okay, moving on. I'm going to talk about the weather for a second. You've heard Chicago has bad winters, but what you don't understand is what bad winters mean. Bad does not mean cold. We don't have cold winters. It could be cold. It's not always cold. Lately it hasn't been cold. They're bad. What makes them bad is the variability. Some days in winter it could be like 60 degrees. And then the next it could be like -20. And then the next it could be raining and snowing in the same day. And when people say we have bad winters, that's really what they're talking about. And the same could go for summertime. I remember one day a couple years ago, I was in the pool in the summertime. It was like 90 degrees. A shadow came over, a cloud came over, and within 30 minutes, it was like 50 degrees. It went from like 80 to 50. We were in the pool, became freezing. We left, we went inside, and we were like, what the fuck just happened? Chicago. That's Chicago for you. And before I get to my last point, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. It really helps me a ton. It lets me know that the content I'm putting out is valuable and you guys are enjoying it. And without further ado, the last point I want to make is the CTA. It's actually really good. It's not perfect, but it is really good. And if you need to get around reliably downtown, the CTA is a very inexpensive, reliable option. Compared to a lot of other cities, we have a very robust public transportation system. We have a really great train network, which we call the L. There's 8 train lines. The train lines are pretty expansive. They go all the way out to some of the neighboring suburbs as well too. And aside from that, we have like 150 bus routes that fill in all those other gaps. Our bus system is really robust. Our train system is pretty efficient. The CTA app, the Venture app, will tell you when the trains and buses are coming. It's not 100% perfect. There are a lot of issues with delays that are well documented. At that point, beggars can't be choosers. For tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of Chicago citizens, the CTA is the everyday means of transportation. And I don't take it as much anymore, but when I did take it, it was super reliable. It got me where I needed to go. I was able to get around the city pretty easily, and I was very thankful for that. Time Out magazine just did a study last year of the cities with the best public transportation, and Chicago was one of 2 US cities to even make the list. Just us and New York. We were the only 2 cities to actually make the list. It's not perfect. You will hear a lot of people complain about it, but people love to complain. If you need to take the train, it's reliable. You're not going to have too many issues. And that's all I got for you. That's what living in Chicago is really like. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, hit the like button or hit the subscribe button, or follow me on Instagram, shoot me a message. I'd love to talk to you guys, get your feedback, and get to know you all. Have a great day. Take care.